Hey guys, it's Frank and Kevin from Cruising with Wheels.
Today's all about Antigua. Where to go, what to see, and what to do.
So yeah, we're talking about Antigua. Antigua, British Leeward Islands.
I always thought it was Antigua.
I know, people always say Antigua, but they say it's pronounced Antigua. And you know what?
Antigua.
I know, and you know what? We're going there.
We are.
Because we are going to be on our second Cruising with Wheels group cruise in March of 2023, and St. John's, Antigua is one of the ports.
Now, St. John's happens to be the capital of Antigua, correct?
Yeah, and it's a very, very popular place to go. But let's talk about Antigua.
Yeah.
Because it's not something that I normally think about or we even know about.
Well, and a lot of people just think of St. John's. So that's
Right.
why we did this video.
Right. So let's tell you a little bit about Antigua. Now, as I said, it's a British Leeward Island, but it's not the only one, because Antigua has a sister island, Barbuda. Now, most of the population, like 98% of the population, is on Antigua, and only 2% of the population is on the sister island, Barbuda. So they say if you're looking for an out-of-the-way place, quiet, no hustle and bustle, go to Barbuda, because there's stuff to do there too. But today, it's all about places to go and people to see in Antigua. Who's first on the list?
Half Moon Bay.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds like a Dave and Darlene place to go. Located at the southeastern end of Antigua, Half Moon Bay is fringed by one of the Caribbean's best beaches. Protected by a reef, this crescent of fine white sand and blue sea, backed by natural foliage, offers excellent snorkeling on calm days. When the wind is up, the surf can be rough. A small restaurant serves snacks just off the beach, and you can rent chairs and umbrellas here too. Note that the beach is difficult to find, so a GPS will come in handy.
So I want everybody to be clear. We're talking about Half Moon Bay. It is in Antigua. We're not talking about Half Moon Cay, which is in the Bahamas.
Right. Yes, know where you are.
The next place that we think that you should be thinking about when you're going to Antigua would be Stingray City.
It's exciting. A trip to Stingray City is one of the most popular things to do in Antigua. If you have a fear of stingrays, this fun face-to-face adventure should banish those fears forever. A 5-minute speedboat ride off the island's east coast, Stingray City is a shallow pool with a sandy bottom amid a tropical reef where hundreds of friendly southern stingrays glide through the crystal clear waters waiting to be fed by visitors. Depending on your comfort level, you can stand, swim, or snorkel with them. And after your encounter, you can explore the surrounding coral reefs. Feeling their smooth, satiny bodies brush against your skin is a highlight of this exhilarating adventure. That is cool.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I'm a little frightened, but...
I know, I'm kind of, yeah, I mean, dolphins are one thing and stingrays are the other, but they are kind of cool.
They're really, really
Yeah.
cool. Now, the next place on our list is really good for people that are adventuresome, but it's really good for people that just want to relax and lounge too. So it might be great for those couples where the husband wants to go off and, you know, have a really big row and a
Right.
good time, and the wife just wants to stay back. So that would be Dickenson Bay.
Dickenson Bay in the far northwest of Antigua is one of the most popular and beautiful beaches in Antigua. You'll find everything you need here for a relaxing or invigorating day by the sea. Resorts and restaurants line this mile-long stretch of powdery white sand, and you can try your hand at a full range of water sports. Protected by an offshore reef, the bay is great for swimming, and you'll find activity booths along the sand. Renting everything you need for other aquatic activities, including jet skiing, snorkeling, and kayaking. The bay is also the hub of Antigua's windsurfing scene. If you just want to take a spot on the sand and stare out at the mesmerizing blue scene, you can rent sun loungers and umbrellas. Dickenson Bay is also home to the iconic red phone booth, which features in many a tourist Instagram photo op. After a day in the sun, you can feast on fresh seafood at one of the restaurants overlooking the beach or book a relaxing massage along the shore. Dickenson Bay is also home to some of the island's most popular resorts, including Sandals Grand Antigua Resort and Spa and Siboney Beach Club.
The next is all about history, so if you're a history buff, you need to visit Nelson's Dockyard.
That's right. Everyone seems to have a dockyard, don't they?
Yep.
Let's find out a little bit more. Nelson's Dockyard National Park in English Harbor is a hot spot for tourists. Its main claim to fame is that it remains the only continuously operating Georgian dockyard in the world. It's home to Antigua's former 18th century British naval dockyard, which was inscribed on UNESCO's World Heritage List in 2016. During a visit, you can learn more about the dockyard's rich history at the Dockyard Museum in the former Admiral's house. But you can also soak up the ambiance by wandering around all the beautifully restored stone warehouses, which contrast with the glitzy super yachts in the marina. Most of these old buildings are now home to hotels, restaurants, shops, and galleries. If you want to explore a little further afield, the area is also home to some of the island's best nature trails, which lead to historic forts with panoramic views. Perched on the hilltop at Shirley Heights, Fort Shirley offers the best vistas, and you can also hike to Fort Berkeley at the west entrance to the harbor. The park is also home to 18th century Clarence House, originally built for the future King William IV, and you can watch a fascinating multimedia presentation on the island's history at the Dow's Hill Interpretation Center along the Lookout Trail near Shirley Heights.
So now we're going to go where all the action is.
That's right.
And that is in the capital of Antigua, which is St. John's.
St. John's, the capital city and cruise port of Antigua and Barbuda, is a kaleidoscope of candy-hued colonial cottages and market stalls piled high with tropical fruits and flowers. Looming above the skyline are the white neo-Baroque towers of St. John's Cathedral, one of the city's most distinctive buildings. For an overview of the island's history, head to the Museum of Antigua and Barbuda and the 18th century former courthouse. And to soak up more stories from Antigua's past, take a stroll around Betty's Hope, the 17th century ruins of the island's largest sugar plantation. A small museum here highlights the lives of the slaves who built it. Since the capital is a popular cruise ship stop, it's no surprise that shopping is one of the most popular things to do in St. John's, Antigua. Duty-free shops abound at Heritage Quay. Souvenir stalls beckon from touristy Red Cliff Quay, and the lively harborside public markets are the place to be on Fridays and Saturdays. For the beautiful city and harbor views, hike the steep trail to Fort Barrington, built to protect St. John's from the French.
Now, if you're a nature lover and you want to get out and do some hiking, we haven't forgotten you.
That's right.
We think that you should visit Devil's Bridge. It's Indian Town National Park.
It's cool.
It's really cool.
Along the rugged northeast coast, the dramatic scenery of Indian Town National Park features the natural limestone Devil's Bridge, sculpted over the centuries by the pounding surf. At high tide, waves force geysers of water through blowholes in the nearby rock. The park also offers some rewarding hikes and excellent birding. More than 36 avian species roost in the park among the acacia trees, and the eastern point of the park is believed to have been an Arawak campsite. Next on the list, let's hop back over to St. John's and get a little bit more of some history. The Museum of Antigua and Barbuda. Located in the capital of St. John's, the Museum of Antigua and Barbuda is a great place to visit to get a feel for the history of these beautiful islands. You don't need much time here. The exhibits are all contained in one room, and they cover topics such as the island's geological origins, colonial history, slavery, archaeology, sports, and political independence in 1981. Highlights include a full-scale replica of an Arawak dwelling, as well as pottery, weaving, tools, and exhibits on the island's different ecosystems. The museum is located in the former 18th century courthouse in St. John's.
Now, you might not be considering driving any place if you're on a cruise visiting Antigua, but maybe you should rent that scooter and go for a drive down Fig Tree Drive.
Along Antigua's southern coast, Fig Tree Drive winds through rainforest, farmlands, and fishing villages. This picturesque drive offers a glimpse of local life. Banana trees, called figs by the locals, mango trees and coconut palms dot the landscape, as well as the ruins of sugar mills. Look for the roadside stands selling fresh picked fruit, especially the super sugary pineapples. Along the route, the Fig Tree Studio Art Gallery sells vibrant local art. And if you're looking for something more active, stop by Antigua Rainforest Zipline Tours for an exhilarating canopy tour.
It's almost like a 2-for-1 deal when you do the Fig Tree Drive.
I know, you get to drive and then zipline.
I know, that'd be really cool. We want to remind everybody that we are on Facebook, Instagram,
Twitter,
and Snapchat. And if you have a question, or maybe you've gone to some of these places,
done some of these things.
We want you to email us.
That's right.
Want you to, you know what we want them to email us? We want them to email us a Super Cruiser picture so
That's
we could
right.
use it at the end of a Thursday video.
Because people who want to go to Antigua want to know how your experience was. So you can email us at our brand new email address, cruisingwithwheels@gmail.com.
But until next time, we want to remind everybody to always
travel safe
and cruise often.